Hello everyone, I am Flubbersnub and this is my voice. I've added a lot of new features to my TARDIS, as you can already see, so let's just get into it because this might be a long video. First of all, the exterior is a little different. The police box was quite nice. I like the police box, but I decided to keep the default exterior because it was it was more default. Okay, so let's go inside and check out the new features of the console. So right away, if you've watched my first video, you might see that the under console is different, or should I say it's existent now. It's not done yet, but I think I'll make it look a lot cooler. I added a corridor down here, or not a corridor, a walkway I guess, to a door, which I like the sound of it opening. And so I'm going to add lots more rooms to the interior soon, but the only room so far that I've added, oh my goodness, is the Eye of Harmony. I'm going to add some sort of functionality that allows it to generate Artron energy better. Actually, it already does, but I'm going to make it more, better. This door around here just leaves outside. It's nothing yet. But I really like the sounds of the doors. Yeah, okay. Moving on. Back to the console room. We have okay, so there's new particles when you stand on the barriers around the console. And yeah, I got that idea from Aviatrax, so yeah, and the interior frame is also grey now because of the new thingy. So that's the interior. Let's move on to the outside, or other functions, I guess. There's automatic systems now. So at first we had life support, but I've added that to another separate system called automatic systems, and so it automatically runs in the background of the TARDIS. See it while I'm close to the console, it gives me regeneration over here, if you can see that, and if I walk farther away I don't have it anymore. But life support also gives you water breathing and saturation, so you can go and swim and not die of suffocation, and you also don't really need to eat anything, so that's helpful. Also, the automatic systems include the Banshee circuits, which is like this really awesome safety thing. You can override it, but I like it, so basically let me demonstrate it. Let me take my Derpinator bow. So inside the interior of the TARDIS, or at least the console room, I don't know if this will work in the other rooms, but I don't think so, but in the console room at least, weapons don't work. So if I shoot my bow, okay, you'll see that the arrow stays in midair and it can't hurt anyone. So they just float there. It's really cool. Also, same for tridents. If I throw a trident, it will stay in midair. So that's really cool. And if you get tired of having random weapons floating around in the console room, you just go ahead and type automatic systems override. And they'll just fall to the ground, you can pick them back up. And if you want to start it up again, you just write engage automatic systems. So yeah, that's helpful. Oh, if you're not a companion or a pilot, and the automatic systems are online, okay, let me show you. Tab remove. So if you're not a pilot or a companion, you'll get extreme slowness and jump boost 128, which basically makes you unable to jump. So, well, I mean, you can do this if you spam your spacebar, but you will not really be able to move. Also, well, actually, never mind. I had isomorphic systems, but it doesn't really work that well with the new features I've added. So anyway, tag flourish I've added pilots, and yeah. So now I can walk normally. So, oh yeah, mobs inside the TARDIS when the automatic systems are online. Let me turn it to not peaceful. Summon zombie. If they're close enough to the console, they will not be able to move. I think they still have AI. So yeah, they can look at me, but they can't move, and they get extreme weakness, so they can't punch you. Yeah, so weapons don't work. If I had a really nice sword and I wasn't a companion or a pilot, I wouldn't be able to really kill anyone with it. But since I'm a pilot, I don't have weakness, so I can bam, he's dead. It's really useful. So that about wraps it up for the automatic systems. Yeah, let's move on to the flight functions that I've added. So there are 3 new flight functions that I've added. Hover mode, saving locations, and autopilot, even though autopilot isn't exactly a flight function, I guess. You'll see. Let's go with saving locations first. So if I go outside, don't mind it just floating. That's a little weird. I don't know why it's doing that. But if I go find a nice place to save a location, here's fine. Okay, so if we just copy these coordinates and fly back to the TARDIS, we will be able to save the location. Oh, almost. Anyway. Go up to here, type in save location. It's got to be capital. And it'll give me this list of slots that I can save into. If I paste my coordinates down in here, and I don't need the Y coordinates, and click done and save it into 11 square. I like that number. So yeah, now those coordinates are saved into slot 11, and if I close the door and I load save slot 11 and take off. Yeah, I added some new sound effects for instant takeoff and immaterialization because this TARDIS can do instant flight, unlike the one in the show where it kind of fades out. This one just go pop and it disappears. So I like that. It's, you know, it's better than the other one. It's faster. It's more efficient. You know. And yeah, these lights kind of spin around. I like that. Lag. Oh my goodness. Okay, and let's land. Yeah, that was a new sound effect for landing. Open the doors. And we will find ourselves, at the place that we saved our location. On top of this little hill thing in the jungle. Cool. The second new flight mode I will show you is hover mode. Hopefully this will not crash my computer because it's pretty laggy. Oh, the doors have to be closed. Hover mode. And so now you can, oh my goodness, the lag. Yeah, okay, there's not supposed to be so many TARDISes following me. They're just not despawning. Well, this is awkward. This is very interesting. Ah, see, okay, wait. as the world gets faster. Okay, yeah, so the TARDIS will follow me, even though it doesn't look very good. It's got this huge big blob just right in the middle of my screen. I can't really see around, but it's cool. So I can fly around. It's like the interactive destination interface, but with the TARDIS actually flying. So click to land. So now I can land here and wait for the server to stop lagging. Or not server, just the world. Okay, come on. And if I just go outside, we will find that we are now, oops, in the air. It fell out. So yeah, that's hover mode. The third flight mode does not require me to be at the console at all. This is done with the TARDIS key, which I'll kind of show you right now, I guess. Find a nice little place. If I press F to bring it into my offhand, it'll give me this prompt, land here. TARDIS will automatically dematerialize there, and if my computer will stop lagging, it will land here. Come on. Come on. There we go. Supposed to play the sound too, but I don't know why that's not playing. But anyway, yeah, that's autopilot. So yeah. Oh, and to enter it, because the TARDIS automatically closes the doors when it flies, you gotta hold the key, and then you can enter it. So that's pretty useful. You can also generate the key by going up here and saying generate key. Generating a key will cost you some Artron energy though, so don't do it too often. So yeah, those are the flight functions. Let's move on to other things. Okay, so I've added a few new controls to the console. This over here, this button. I don't think I've showed you this one. This one is just a monitor actually, a real world interface transmat. Basically, you just fly around and you can look around. This TARDIS has really powerful scanners. You can probably fly about a few trillion light years away. Yeah, that's how far the TARDIS' scanners reach. Anyway, return to console. So the this new dark oak button over here basically tells you the coordinates of the TARDIS right now, current coordinates and the next coordinates, and I really like that sound. Oh yeah, that's good. And it automatically updates, so you can see if I move the next location up a few. See, last time it was at 70, now it's at 130, so it updates, and that's really nice. I might actually make this a sign instead of a button that I can click, because that would be more legit. I like that sound a lot. Okay, that's Artron and G. Oh, this is new. This is also a game mode toggle. Just switches game modes. It's more for me than for you because it's really helpful when I'm trying to do all sorts of command block stuff. But it is also helpful when you need to use the telepathic circuits when you're like playing a survival playthrough or something. You can't use this, but you can just click this and you're able to access the telepathic circuits, so that's helpful. Yeah, that's the new console things. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's move on to even more good stuff. Okay, so Artron energy has been changed a bit. It's all different now. The TARDIS recharges 1000 omegas per second. That might seem like a lot, but that's because taking off now takes up 350,000, and landing also takes up 350,000. So a lot more Artron energy is being used. But you know, I don't have to worry about that because look at how many megas I have, and you can still transfer 1000 megas. Oh, I forgot to show you. I'm so disorganized. TNT, flint and steel. So this is another TARDIS Banshee circuit feature, automatic systems. So, oh, and you can't override this because you can't. So if I light a piece of TNT in the TARDIS, it will detect it, and it will divert all the explosion energy into the Artron capacitor, which will give you 1000 omegas. So, you know, if you have extra TNT or something, it's a good way to give energy to the TARDIS. Okay, so moving on, we have I built this really rudimentary time vortex. It's more like a proof of concept than something really impressive anyway. I might make it better, but I'm lazy. So, if, for example, you take off. So when you take off, by the way, and you're in the time vortex, Artron energy recharges a lot faster because, you know, the vortex has tons of energy that the TARDIS can just siphon. Okay, so while we're in the vortex and you open the doors, you will hear the sound of the vortex outside, and if you happen to, you know, accidentally jump out on purpose, you'll find yourself falling through the vortex, and okay, that was lag, but basically you get teleported to a random location, and basically you lose your TARDIS, which kind of sucks, you know. Don't do that. Oh, but if you do this, oh, look at Mesa Bio. If you do decide that you'd like to jump into the time vortex, you will be rewarded for your bravery by gaining about, I'm not sure, it was 300,000 omegas? Yeah, 300,000 omegas of Artron energy if you jump out into the vortex, which you can then transfer back into the TARDIS later on if you ever manage to get it back, which actually isn't too hard because now you have the TARDIS key and you can just materialize it around you, like so. Play the sound this time, please. Oh, okay. Well, didn't have to play the sound, it just materialized around me. Anyway, so yeah, that is the vortex, and that is lag. Okay, so there's another thing that I think is really cool that I've been working on, and I really like it. It's one of my favorite things now, and it is this. Oh wait, get up. Okay, there we go. Bam, Masonic screwdriver. I made this model myself. Please don't hate me. That was my first model. It looks really bad, I know. But yeah, it does some pretty neat stuff. Hopefully the world's not lagging, that I can actually show this off. Come on. Yeah, okay, that is lag. Well, we'll just have to make do with this lag. So if I press F, it'll open up this Sonic Screwdriver GUI that I can go ahead and click and stuff with. Let me just clear my chat, it's really annoying. There we go, much better. We can generate a short redstone pulse, we can scan the environment, we can locate where the TARDIS is, we can sonically repel entities, melt iron doors, shatter glass, stun enemies, and make light. So the sonic screwdriver does run on an energy source, which is pretty easy to use up. I think if you use the pulse setting like 5 times, you won't have much energy left in your screwdriver, but it recharges automatically. I think it was like 5% every 12 seconds, something like that. But okay, let's try redstone first. So this only generates a short redstone pulse. It doesn't work on iron doors. It would have worked on iron doors back in 1.12, but sadly there was an update and you can't walk through anymore. It just kind of sucks. The door's supposed to open, but it just opens and closes within like really fast instant, so you can't go through anymore. So that's why I added the melt function. But it does do lamps, redstone lamps, and it does command blocks. It does a good enough amount of things. So if I right click, it'll light it up for a really short moment. But if I hold it down, come on, hold it down. Well, anyway, it works. That's all you need to know. Oh, it does light TNT, but I'm not going to do it because I like this base about it. It looks nice. Next function, scanner. It's pretty rudimentary. I think I'll add some more scanning features later on, but right now it tells you how many entities are nearby, and it tells you your coordinates. So if I move right next to this skeleton, yeah, 2 entities, it tells me my coordinates. If I move really far up, I only say 1 entity, and that's because that 1 entity is me. Okay, so that's scanner. Not too much going on. Next function, let's try the locator. Okay, so this one takes about 10% energy, so don't use it too much. You only really need to use it once, because it's in your chat section. Basically, it tells you the coordinates of the TARDIS. So if I ever get lost, I can just, you know, do this and it'll tell me where it is so I can get back. Even though that feels really unneeded with the TARDIS key and its autopilot function. I have to maybe nerf that somehow. Anyway, next one is pulse. So this one basically just makes everything around you fly up into the air. And it does take a lot of energy. I think it takes up 25%, so you can do this 4 times, I guess. Yeah, so it throws everything around you into the air. Yeah, as you can see, I only have 5% now. Give me a second, scoreboard. Players set at E, name equals sonic screwdriver. Sonic power 100. Okay, 100%. Let's try the melt function. There's an iron door. So this is where it works on iron doors. I'm hoping maybe there'll be a way to do it using redstone later on, but right now this is the best way I can think of. Basically, you kill iron doors. Yeah, and the one good thing about this that redstone can't beat is that you can actually stand 2 blocks away and still hit it. And if I'm surrounded by iron doors and it was a redstone thing, it would just open all the doors, but this only opens the doors I'm facing. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, how much energy do I have left? Okay, 0%, let's give it 100. Okay, the next one is shatter. It's basically the same thing as melt, except it's for glass. And I would do it for dyed glass and glass panes, but I'm too lazy. Maybe one day. Yeah, that's breaking glass. Next feature, stun. So this basically paralyzes nervous systems. Bam. And so it's basically stunned for a bit. It works on players too because right now it uses no AI, but that only works on mobs. But for players it does extreme slowness and 128 jump boost, just like the Banshee circuits. So this is kind of helpful sometimes. Last one is torch. It basically just gives you a bit of night vision. I didn't. Oh, that's lag. Forget about the lag. That's not supposed to be there. But yeah, I think I didn't plan for the night vision to have this pulsing effect, but I think it fits really well with the sonic screwdriver. So that's the features of the sonic screwdriver, and I guess Guess that's all I have to show you that's new. I have no idea how to end a video. Thanks for watching, I guess. Bye-bye.